The relations between France and Rwanda have gone through rough waters since July 1994, after the defeat of the genocidal regime and its army and its militia, which had committed one of the worst genocides of the last century with France's complicity. But France, with the burden of evidence that exists even today, instead of reconciling to the fact that Rwanda is changed and changed for good, France has continually persisted with obfuscation in launching this so-called arrest warrant against senior RPF or RPA commanders, accusing them of shooting down the presidential plane, which was carrying President Habyarimana, as if the shooting down of the plane itself was the cause of the genocide. While as a genocide survivor, I know that genocide had been prepared a long time. By the way, there had been many episodic killings, pogroms against Tutsis since 1959. At the time, no plane had been shot down. But the attitude of France was to try to undermine the government, the young government in Rwanda, which was struggling on many fronts, to restore public order, to rebuild infrastructure, to build the social fabric. Shockingly as well, we noticed that many ringleaders, top genocidaires, were given shelter in France. And also while many other countries have arrested, tried, or extradited the genocidaires, some of the top genocidaires known in the military and civil all live comfortably in France, have been given also French citizenship, which is against the very basic concept of human rights. Because if you are genocide there is no place in the world where you can hide. Nobody should give you shelter. But France has persistently blocked an attempt to bring to justice all these genocidaires. I would say that the secret of Rwanda is really its brand of leadership, which is unique, which is very dedicated and visionary. While in other countries, you see that corruption is very rampant. Where there is public services, you can't have access to public services without paying any bribe. We know that in Rwanda, corruption is it's small or quite non-existent. Also, Rwanda, I think, has created a platform where too much puts in planning. We remember Vision 2020, now Vision 2050. All these are the programs of the government, purposely earmarked to harness the potential for everyone, but working together as one for a better future, development for all, in education, infrastructure, IT, and that's really the secret of Rwanda, where we put the interest of the majority before this individual or the interest of the few. While in the other countries, you see that the people on top just benefit, milk the system for their own and their families. I think that is really, I can say, the secret of Rwanda now, the success we see today in Rwanda. Planning, also accountability, which implies fighting corruption and making sure that everyone benefits from the fruit of the development. Well, as a professional journalist, having evolved through a period where in Rwanda working as a journalist was not easy, I think today's Rwanda gives a lot of opportunities to media professionals. It remains to see how they use their talent or their skill to seize the moment. But unfortunately, though there had been many strides towards really perfecting the trade, there are a lot of shortcomings that I can see in the print and in the audiovisual. I think though there has been instituted this school of journalism, people or journalists themselves can do better. It requires really a lot of sacrifices to get to the point where you think the product I'm giving out for consumption is up to scratch. There are a lot of things people can write about, but I'm talking about the print media. But something really very analytical, very deep, feature articles should really. There are a lot of things in Rwanda that's really amazing, really tantalizing for the world to know. It looks like they're talking to themselves, or to a narrow cycle of the Kigalians. I wonder if they have this penetration beyond the capital or big cities, because we see that most of them are online. It's online publications. They could do some investigation or sort of census to see how far they reach to people who don't have access to iPhone or online services. Because it should have like a system where the print media can have a wider reach. Because the media, remember, was very instrumental in inciting the genocide. The media should work at being a tool to heal and to inject new thinking, new vision into the masses. But I'm afraid that all these radios that most of them maybe are online, or I don't know whether they have a wider reach. I have never done any investigation to say, but some really investigation to how they can improve their skills in terms of content, also in terms of the form. What's shocking is they're the first one to kill Kinyarwanda. The Kinyarwanda they speak. It's not a Kinyarwanda. It's simply a hodgepodge of many languages, mixed French, mixed, and also literary translation, which is really, there should be a rule that says, if you're going to use Kinyarwanda, because people are listening. And actually I would like to appreciate the president, His Excellency President Kagame, recently in Mushyikirano, when he reminded people about really the use of Kinyarwanda. It was even correcting people that the Kinyarwanda using is just, it's terrible. Where we Rwandans, we cannot safeguard the Kinyarwanda language, which is like a symbol of our culture, embodiment of our culture. We lose our identity. The generations to come will never know what it was Kinyarwanda, because Kinyarwanda had imigani, had ibisakuzo, has so many things, the folktale that are very instrumental in making us Umunyarwanda we are. Definitely the African diaspora can be a force for good that can benefit the countries back in Africa. But it depends again on how each country value this contribution. We, as Rwandans, we're lucky that we've got a government that appreciates us very high and appreciates that he wants to interest us in every aspect of the government, of our governance, of development, and try to attract us in many ways to be involved in what is taking place back home. Know that some communities have been not only contributing the community as in general terms, the diaspora abroad contribute remittances which help to the development of the countries in Africa. But also, especially for Rwanda, we've got this aspect particular for Rwandans. We've got people contributing with their skills, their know-how, their IT skills, different aspects of development. So if the countries in Africa can harness the potential that exists among the diaspora, it will be beneficial for their development. Regrettably, some countries ignore the diaspora completely. I know some countries that don't involve the diaspora in the electoral process. But Rwanda, what I can appreciate is appreciate our leader, President Kagame, who every year take time off his busy schedule and join this event called Rwanda Day. Has amazed many people how really very attractive they are when like 5,000 people gather at one place in the city, in every part of the continent. I've seen that here in the UK. We've traveled throughout the night to go to attend these events. Sleepless, but with the aim of hearing from our president what he has to tell us, and all, and the encouragement of our contribution. And I think this is something that other countries in Africa should emulate.